We're going to start off every session this way. Certain things are going to be the same and certain things are going to change. Like the activity would change every week, but every week we're going to be doing the same thing. And the first thing we do is we do an oath. We do an oath of safety.
Okay.
And it kind of goes like this. I'm going to say it and then you're going to say it with me after that. We'll repeat it. So,
okay.
My name is Kathy.
My name is Angela.
And I agree.
And I agree.
To be responsible for myself.
To be responsible for myself.
Thus contributing.
To
the safety and well-being.
To the safety and well-being.
Of this group.
Which
includes.
The
people.
The people.
And the horses.
Yes. I take this oath.
Yeah, so we say that every week to become mindful and present.
Okay.
And to be responsible for ourselves. Because that's all we can truly be.
Yes.
I can't be responsible for you totally.
Yes.
You can't be responsible for me totally. And the horses have to be responsible for themselves too, of course. But we have to be able to acknowledge that we are in a different place. This is not New York City. This is not an office. This is not a store. We are in an area with horses. So are we present? Are we here? Do we understand where we are? And are you, are you acknowledging that this is where you are? So that's kind of why we do that.
That's beautiful.
Okay, so then we also state our intention for today.
Okay.
Kind of like why we're here.
Yes.
And then we'll actually do an activity. But then we're going to come back at the end and find out whether we met our intention or not.
Okay.
And if anybody helped you with your intention or anything like that. So why don't I start and then you can tell me your intention.
Okay, great.
Okay. So my intention is to introduce you to the horses and this work and to meet you and to somewhat give you a little idea about what this work is about and to show you the facility and to help you feel safe around the horses. How about you? What's your intention?
My intention is to be open to the experience, whatever it may be, and I have no idea what it's going to be, and I'm open to having an experience and learning something about myself and learning something about these beautiful horses. That's my intention.
All right. So what I like to do, now normally I wouldn't be saying all these things if we weren't on camera doing this show, but I have to
but I love this
a little bit.
No, I love this. I hope you do talk about all these things.
I do a lot of this, but I wouldn't be doing it in as much context and explaining it as much as I am today.
But explaining it is great. We actually do need it to be explained.
Okay.
So don't edit yourself.
All right.
Do speak from where you always do.
Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about today is that horses are obviously different than dogs or cats.
Yes.
And let's start out by thinking about how that is and why that is.
Okay.
What do you think horses actually eat? What do horses eat?
Well, I think they eat grass, they eat hay, they eat oats. Ooh.
Right. So do you think horses ever eat like cheeseburgers, hot dogs?
I don't think so. They're vegetarians, aren't they?
Exactly. So they're not going to eat like rabbits or mice or even worms. Okay. So that makes them a herbivore, which makes them a prey or a predator.
Well, yes, it would make
Obviously
them a prey animal.
Right. So if you're a prey animal, what do you think your number one priority would be in your life?
Survival.
Exactly. Staying alive.
And prey animals usually have you can tell their eyes are on the side of their head.
Exactly. We're going to talk about that.
Okay, very good.
Okay, so what do horses have in their repertoire to keep themselves safe?
Well, they're a herd, so they probably have a different hierarchy in the herd, a lookout, and
so they have each other.
And they have each other.
Okay, so what do they have on their bodies? How is their body different than our body? What do they have?
Well, they have 4 legs.
They have 4 legs. Okay, so let's stop there. What can they do with those legs?
They can kick.
They can kick. Absolutely. But you have 2 legs, and you could kick. Right?
I'm not that good.
But you could kick if you needed to, right? And horses can kick.
Yes.
And because they have 4 legs and you have 2 legs, that means if they feel unsafe, what can they do besides kick?
They can run.
They can run. Right. And you can run. And you could also, they could walk away.
Yes.
Right? and you could walk away. So if any time during the session you feel unsafe, you could walk away and they could walk away, correct?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So what about their eyes? Are they the same or different? Because you mentioned that they're on the side, right?
Yes, I understand.
So how does that help?
Well, they see what's coming
Right.
from the side.
Exactly. So they almost have 360 degree, but there is 2 blind spots on a horse. Where do you think they are? Right in front and right behind. So if you walked right behind a horse, what could happen?
You get kicked.
You could get kicked, or you could scare the horse away.
Okay.
When your intention is to actually be with the horse, right? So your approach created a situation, right? Because you were unaware that your approach was not productive.
Interesting.
We doing that anywhere else in our life? Our approach might be off.
Just everything.
So how you approach does make a difference, okay? So why I go through this, and we're also going to talk about the ears and things like that, but why I'm going through it the way that I am, it sounds kind of elementary. However, I don't like saying, don't stand behind the horse. You might get kicked.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like it's safety through the back door.
I think it's brilliant.
Through the eyes of the horse. How does a horse keep itself safe? Okay, so if you were to walk right up to a horse and put your hand out, like petting it like a dog, like this horse is obviously fine with it.
But a
a lot of horses, if you put your hand up and
do
tried
that.
to pet it, well, what could happen?
Well, they could bite you.
Well, they could bite you, but what else?
What?
Well, you could scare the horse. Remember, this is a very vulnerable space.
I would never
right
do.
here.
See, I would never do that. I go like this.
Right.
Is that what you're supposed to do? Like-
There's no such thing as supposed to.
Let
right?
them smell you first. Let them smell you and see.
Well, a lot of people think that they want to pet the horse like they're petting a dog.
No.
And some horses might like it. Now, this horse has a relationship with me and knows me. But
So
if you were
that's
to walk
trust.
up to a horse that doesn't know you,
No, I wouldn't do it.
and just like a person, would
I?
I walk up to you and put my hand between your eyes?
Well, you.
That would be kind of strange, right? But
I wouldn't mind. Go
would
ahead.
you assume that would be okay? You might actually scare the horse.
Right. I
Okay,
wouldn't
so
do
your
that.
approach might be a little off. And if you're going to do things like that, where else are you doing that in your life that you're assuming that it is okay? Maybe you have some boundary issues.
Interesting. Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Which a lot of, kids have, but plenty of adults have those as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So look at the horse's ears. Why are they different than ours?
Well, they're kind of telescopic, aren't they?
Right.
And they can so they're picking up sound because they're the way they're situated on their head and their funnel.
Right. They can move around. So what that does for us is that it gives us kind of information of kind of what they're thinking about. So if their ears are pointed straight forward like this brown mare here, you notice I didn't say her name because I don't want to tell you her name.
Don't
yet.
tell me.
I did tell you she was a girl though because I called her a mare.
That's
what do
right.
you think that she's thinking when her ears are pointed straight ahead like that?
Well,
And
she's
what do you think that meant?
That means that to me seemed annoyed. She seemed annoyed.
Uh-huh.
But maybe not. Maybe she's trying to smell something. Maybe she's
Okay.
picking up a scent.
All right, so if her ears are pointed straight ahead, I would say that she's really concentrating on you and what you're doing.
On
Now-
me.
Now they're off to the side. So what do you think that means?
Well, she's listening to something else. She's
Right.
picking up on something else.
Exactly. So she's listening to things to the right and to the left. If her ears were straight back, what would you think about that?
Getting some information from behind.
Actually, she's probably, it depends. If it's kind of like a little bit back like that,
Yeah.
maybe. But if it's flat back, she's
Scared?
actually very aggravated or very scared, and it's time you better stop what you're doing. So there's going to be
Okay.
times that
Okay.
I'm going to say, we need to take a time out. Let's pay attention to what's going on with the horses, because as a facilitator of equine therapy, it's my job to help keep the session safe.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm never going to say stop doing what you're doing or don't do that. I might say time out. Let's find out what's going. What do you think's going on with the horses right now? So we're going to check in,
Okay.
right?
They
So-
all
and-
do seem interested, except that this one who's just showing me his rear.
Uh-huh.
He's just showing me he's like, that lady, I'm not that interested in you. You're not that interesting. But these guys, this guy's like tough crowd, but they're like, who are you? Maybe.
So at any time during a session that you feel unsafe and you want to call a timeout, you can do that.
Okay.
So timeout means freeze frame.
Okay.
Everybody stops motion. You should also know, let's say like if this was actually a school or a group of kids that we're actually doing psychotherapy with, I would tell them that they're not getting graded, meaning no A and no F.
There's no wrong answer.
You just do the best you can every week, and the best you can looks different every week. So this is more of a self-reflect, meaning you don't want to prejudge what success is. Success is determined by the person.
Okay.
Because some people have a fear of even coming into the arena with the horses, and sometimes even if they get that far, that's huge success for them. So when we set up an activity, it's never really about completing the activity. It's always about how you go about doing it. Do you ask for help? Do you not? Do you use tools? Do you not? Everything that you do with the horses is generally how you do everything in life.
That's really interesting. Really, really interesting. So this is a self-revelation.
Right.
Okay, that's very, very interesting. Do you hear that?
So
Do you hear
probably the
that?
first thing I would do after redoing all of that, safety talk, which we would do in the beginning, and I'm certainly not going to be doing that every week. That would be the first week I would do the safety talk. But then I would ask for you to really do some observing, and maybe check in. Maybe
Okay.
get as close to or as far away with all the horses. Maybe introduce yourself, say hello.
Okay.
And maybe think about a specific horse that you might want to work with today.
Okay. So should you want me to introduce myself to the horses?
However you want to
Well, is
introduce
that-
yourself is completely up to you.
Is that what you would do in a session? Ask your client to however they want to introduce, but there is an introduction.
Well, a lot of times I would necessarily, because we're already in here with the arena, from there, at the outside, I would say, come back and I'm going to step away, and I want you to give me some observations about the horses. Tell me something about their personalities.
Okay.
Not this one's brown, that one's white, that one's tall, that one's shorter. Something that you think, by looking at them,
Okay.
what their personalities are like.
Oh, I like that.
So we can do that as you're checking in. If you want to go around and talk to the horses, however way you want to do is completely fine. It's up to you. I'm just going to stand up here and...
Would you mind videoing
Yep.
this? So, well, everything you're seeing is right there.
Okay,
And
so
you-
am I pressing anything or is it
No,
rolling?
it's going.
Okay.
Does it say, is record on? Does it say, oh, right on the screen?
I think it does.
If record is on, it's
Yep.
recording.
Okay.
And you could just, adjust
Okay.
it like that, and that's it.
All right.
That's all there is to it. So I'm going to say hi to you guys. And this guy doesn't seem to be interested in me. I think he thinks I'm boring. But he's sniffing my hand. He's not that interested in me. This guy, hi, how are you? How are you? He's indifferent. I find him to be they want me to leave them alone. They're very good friends, and I'm intruding on them. But they're perfectly nice, but they're, hi, how are you? May I say hi to you? May I say hi to you? He's like, I'm not that interested in you. Please go away. That's what I'm getting. But, okay, this guy, he is a loner. He really is. He watches things from the outside. Hi, how are you? Can I come over and say hi? He's not even looking at me. I might as well not even be here. Hi. I'm actually a little apprehensive of him because he doesn't even want to be with the other horses. So I actually feel a little nervous, I'll be honest with you. When an animal or a person acts like you're not even there and you're coming close to them, then you don't know what they're going to do. So I don't know how close I want to get to him, I'll be honest with you. But I'm going to get a little closer. Hi. Do you mind if I come over and say hi to you? Do you mind? Well, there's a lot of duty. And that's understandable. There's a lot of work. I'll come in and say hi. Now, he's still really, he's not that into me. And, hi. And, hi. Oh, he just gave me a little nip on. He gave me a little nip. he's doing like a bull thing, like I'm going to charge you. Get the hell up. To me, he's saying, get away from me. That's to me what he's saying. Okay, I'm leaving you alone. You really, he went like that. I don't know what that means in horse, but to me that's what a bull does when they're about to. But he's perfectly nice. He's just not that social. Let's put it that way. Now those horses, the other two horses that were here, actually left the building. They left because they really had enough of me, and they don't want to meet me so much that they walked away and hoped I would not pursue them. Hi. They listened to what I had to say, and they were like, you know what? No, thank you. Hi, I'm coming to you to say hi. We were not formally introduced. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. How are you? Wait, this is Buddha. That's Buddha.
Yeah.
Buddha, we did meet. Buddha, you're very sweet. Oh, hi. Oh, hi. Hi, Buddha. May I? May I? Oh, he's giving me some licks. How are you? Wait, you're my friend from over there. Oh, yes, and I gave you a hairdo. This is a very nice. They're very friendly, very sweet. I like his tail in the all tied up in the little hairdo. You have beautiful tails. Beautiful. Hi. I'm not going to get too close to your hindquarters. All right. I don't feel comfortable going any further.
Okay.
Because they're sort of in close quarters. He just went. I don't know what that means in horse, but when people do that, that's like giving you the raspberries. So I think I kind of bombed with the horses, but I love them. Hi, I don't think we met. How are you, Buddha? Buddha, I love your name. So that's it. I think I met everybody. Did I meet you?
I think, did you meet the other one over there? The brown one?
You know, I was close. Ooh. Hi. Hi. Oh, now you're going to come in. See, he was standing, yeah. Hi. Can I say hi to you? Can I say hi? Hi. I must not have good energy. I must not have good horse energy. Because that's a camera. What if I call you like this? How do you like this? Are we speaking coarse? I know that stinks. That's a horrible impression. Okay. Hi. Hi, you're beautiful. This horse is so beautiful.
So if you were going to pick a horse to work with, who would that be?
You know, I should probably pick a horse that I feel the least comfortable with. That's because that's going to be the most challenging.
Okay.
And you know, the white horse. I'm going to pick that horse that didn't like me at all.
Okay.
Because that's going to be the most challenging.
All right. So why don't we go back to that horse then?
Okay.
And is there something in particular that you would like to do with this horse?
Whatever, you know, what would be the next step in the session, Kathy?
Well, maybe there would be a bucket of brushes.
Okay.
But it could be you could want to take the horse for a walk. It's kind of like we would like you to decide. Like sometimes
Oh, is that
somebody
right?
sometimes somebody would say, I just want to hang out with the horse. You know, it's really taken down a notch. We're like really going fast.
Okay.
You know, so well, he's actually coming in anyway.
How
So
would we do if you were going to get? Is this part the psychotherapy?
well, you're still going to work with. You want to work with, or you're going to pick a horse, a selection, and then maybe we would talk about why you came up with that selection and what your perceptions were.
Okay, I'm picking this horse
Okay.
because he seemed very aloof.
Okay. So why would you pick an aloof horse? Why would you pick the most difficult?
Well, because I feel like I'm going to learn the most about myself because I'm going to be the most out of my comfort zone.
Okay.
Because I felt like The other horse I was really connecting with, who's right here and seemed to like a lot affection. This horse doesn't seem to be that interested. So it makes me feel more apprehensive, and so that to me is something I should explore. And what am I projecting I'm obviously projecting everything onto the horse. So why am I doing that? Why am I deciding the horse doesn't like me?
So you're trying to be your own therapist.
I'm always trying to be my own therapist.
How's that working for you?
Great. Oh, yeah. It's worked great so far, Kathy. It doesn't work. So, but I do that, yeah. And I know I'm projecting.
So you purposely choose the hardest person or task to push yourself?
That sounds like, that might sound, I mean, again, I don't know, that might sound admirable, but, or maybe stupid. Not always, it depends on the situation. Really, it does. In this case, because I'm here to have an experience and to learn something about myself, I feel like that would be the most beneficial.
Okay.
I guess it really depends. I don't think I would, but yeah, I do like to challenge myself, and I do like to step out of my comfort zone. Yes.
All right, so what's going on for this horse right now? Because you said he was off standing by himself, and now he's standing here.
Yes, but I'm not so sure if he is so interested in me or if he wants to be near the other horses.
Okay, well, how can you tell that? How would you know?
Well, because all the other...
Why are you assuming it's the other horses?
Hi. Can I say hi to you again? Oh, okay. He's giving me a little nip, but not too hard. He gave me a little bit. Okay, that's okay. Good. Well, he's seen all the other horses went that way. And, I mean, they all, none of them want to be around me anymore. So I feel like...
So you think that they went into the barn because they don't want to be around you?
Yes, because they are herd animals, right? So they don't accept me as part of their...
What makes you think that they don't accept you? So could they have another agenda by going in the barn? It might have nothing else to do with you?
Maybe it's that time of day to go in the barn. Maybe.
Oh, so it could be other options, not that they just don't want to be with you.
It could be, but I'm taking it very personally.
Uh-huh.
I am. Because they seem to be interested in me at first, and then they very quickly...
What told you that they were interested in you at first? Because...
Well, they all seem to be... They were all standing around looking at me. Oh, that's interesting. See?
So what's going on for this horse?
He's calling the other horses.
Uh-huh. And what do you think he's saying?
Come back. Come back, because I don't want to get stuck with her.
Uh-huh. So what does that mean, getting stuck with you? Why is that such a terrible thing?
Well, in my experience, I don't think, I feel like I have to entertain the horse and make the horse like me.
Are you entertaining the horse right now?
No, I don't know.
So could this horse potentially want to be with the other horses and also be okay with you at the same time?
It's possible. I mean, for some reason...
Can a horse or a person have more than one agenda?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. People do. I mean, if I think about myself sure, there's usually a lot of things going on. You're right. That's an interesting way of thinking of it. I guess I'm thinking of a horse being... not being, not like humans having all these ulterior motives, but that's not. No, I think probably what he's thinking about is food.
Okay.
Where's the food coming from? It's not coming from me.
So that's the only reason he would want to be with you?
Absolutely. Maybe he would mind a couple of scratches.
And that's because you feed him every day?
No, he's never seen me before, but he is hoping I'll feed him.
Uh-huh. Because every human that is in his life feeds him?
I'm sure that's where he knows he gets food from. A new person might be a new source.
Okay.
Just a guess. And he's hoping I'm going to cough it up. But, yeah, I don't know. Hi. Hi. How are you? Oh, he's applying a little... Ah!
Maybe sticking your finger in the horse's mouth is not a great idea. Right? Right? Unless you're trying to feed him your finger.
Well, I see. You know what I think? I'm approaching him like a dog. Like dogs,
Ah.
you're supposed to sniff your hand,
Uh-huh.
and then you can pet them. So, okay, I guess that's.
So they still have teeth, so they still could bite.
Oh yeah, he did. But
And if they're
could have been a
biting,
lot
it could
worse.
be not because he wants to eat you. It could be for other reasons.
Oh, what could it be?
I don't know. What do you think he's biting you for?
He's trying to get me to shut up. Shut the hell up. Oh, see, he's. Oh. What did I ever do to you? You have beautiful eyelashes, beautiful brown eyes.
So could he potentially be biting you or nibbling at you for something from other reason?
Maybe he wants me to pet him.
Oh, okay.
But I was trying to pet him, and then he didn't. Okay, his friends are coming back. Everybody's coming back. Hi, how are you? How are you? I heard this isn't the way you're supposed to say hi to a horse. Oh, he just gave him.
Oh, so that's interesting because that horse just bit the other one. What do you think she wanted?
She wants him to clear out. She wants him to get out of her space because she wants to go that way, I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
Or, is that right? Is that what you want? So, Kathy, what would the next part of the therapy be? Now, what's the learning? Is this psychotherapy and learning? Because I am learning and I'm having psychotherapy. Hi. You need to have your bangs trimmed.
Okay, so, it depends on, should I leave this on?
Sure.
Yeah, okay. So if we were actually in the arena doing a session, we might do something, we might do some, get the horse and bring it back. Okay, so that would be whether you're going to figure out whether you're going to use a halter or not, and how you approach the horse is going to be very interesting and telling.
Okay.
And then we might do some grooming, and we never do like really hands-on stuff immediately, but always in the beginning of the sessions. So that's just being able to get close enough that you can actually feel more comfortable being with the horse.
Okay, great.
So that's
great.
creating a little bit more intimacy with the animal. So a little bit of grooming, but not to teach you how to groom a horse.
But just
it's not lessons in grooming.
Got it.
It's all about you being able to be comfortable with the horse. And then we might do something called, in another session completely, we might end up doing something called life's obstacles. And obstacles are those things that get in the way of us reaching our goal.
Yes.
So we're going to come up with a goal, something that you want in real life. Right?
Yes. Oh, I love that.
And then you're going to create an obstacle out of things. And you're going to get the horse to walk over the obstacle without...
That would be down there in the arena.
Right, without touching it or bribing it in any way.
Wow, that's tremendous. I love that. That would be fantastic. Now, will Carrie get to... What about putting the saddle on the horse and getting on the horse? Could she do that?
Well, we don't really ride the horse with the saddle for the purpose of teaching how to ride at all. If we did a riding session, it's more like we wouldn't really want to do that the very first session. If somebody was going to come out for one session, it wouldn't be a riding session.
Okay.
That's something that you would do maybe at the very end.
Could she?
And I basically teach. Okay. I teach, for the metaphor.
Okay.
It's always metaphor based.
Yes.
So we would give you a leg up. You would not get a saddle on a horse. So you would sit on the horse bareback.
Beautiful.
And you would sit on the horse bareback, and you would be getting a leg up from me.
Beautiful.
Because there are times in life where we do need a leg up.
Always.
And again, the horse is going to be representing your strength. So the horse is carrying you, but it's your strength that's supporting yourself.
I love that.
Okay, so it's metaphor based. You need a leg up.
I love
so
that.
Then we're going to teach something called emergency dismount, but not for the sake that you're actually going to be doing emergency dismount. And you are going to be doing an emergency dismount, but it's for the metaphor. Because there are times in life where we need to bail out.
Yes.
And how are we going to do that safely?
Okay.
So we're going to talk about a situation in our lives where it didn't work out so well. Maybe we bailed out of a job. Maybe we bailed out of a relationship. Mm-hmm. Maybe we were in a bad situation and we didn't land on our feet. So we're going to talk about how you could land on your feet, because when you bail off a horse, you really want to, in real life riding, you want to stay on the back of the horse. But what happens if the horse takes off and runs into traffic or is about to hit a tree, right? You're going to need to do an emergency dismount. Just like in life, do you have an exit? Do you have a parachute? Do you have an exit plan? So it's always about that metaphor. What's your exit plan? It's a strategy. So we talk about that, and then you actually exit the horse. So you're going to be doing that. And then to ride the horse is your journey. It's your journey walk.
Right.
So a lot of times, depending on what we're trying to do, let's say, for example, if I'm doing psychotherapy, the journey walk is going to be, where would you go if you can go anywhere in the world? Who would you take, and what would you take? So we don't need to take that. So it's very telling, right, where you're going to go,
Right.
who you're going to take, and what you're going to take.
Yep.
So for a therapist to know that about a kid, like there's some kids that want to go home. And it's actually very sad because they're never going home.
Oh.
And a lot of times they want to take their mom. A lot of kids, which they're not going to be with their mom. And the kids that want to take nothing. That's always very sad because they're attached to nothing.
Oh, that's so sad.
But that's something very important to know. And for yourself, where is your journey? Where would you like to go? You have to basically picture yourself in the situation to make that reality. Thoughts become things. So if you're picturing your journey and you're actually riding your journey, you're starting to believe, you're integrating that into your psycho self. Your somatic self is creating that possibility. So that's the way that we would introduce a riding piece. It's not really about riding and teaching somebody how to hold their hands.
No,
and sit on the
it's
back
not
of a
about,
horse.
this is not a horseback riding lesson at all.
So even the haltering piece. So we halter, but we halter for the reason of a control. Meaning, if you could put a halter around anything in your life, what would it be? It would be, let's say, my anger. It would be my fear. It would be my mother. It would be my insecurities, whatever. Okay, so after you've actually done some horse activity haltering, we bring that into metaphor.
Okay.
Okay, so even say if we were going to be doing, let's say, a group haltering,
Yes.
we do something called extended appendages. So extended appendages is when you have at least 3 people, maybe 4, and you have a brain, right? So there's 4 people standing here. You're going to have a right brain, a left brain, and then a right hand and a left hand. And you actually have to be connected at all times, and you're going to go put a halter on a horse and bring it back. Okay, but the brains do all the talking. They can't use any of their hands.
Okay.
And the hands, so the whole entire 4 people have one right hand, and the whole entire body has one left hand. And then we'll attempt to go catch a horse and bring it back. So then we're going to switch it up and let that person who was a brain be a hand. So why are we doing that? Why are we doing that activity? We do that activity because it's very interesting for people that are always the talkers and giving all the instructions to actually have to take in information and keep their mouth quiet, and the people that are always doing all the talking and then they can't talk and they can only use their hands. What's that like, to be given instructions? How well do you listen, and how well do you take instruction? So it's very, very
That's very
becoming
interesting.
very aware of yourself and how
Yes.
you operate within a group. Okay, so but haltering is also about that would be a group activity that you would do about learning about your group.
Is
That'd
that
be a
something
good-
Carrie could do on her own with you? Because I don't think she's ever haltered a horse.
Well, it's something that she could do, but she would probably need, that would be a good thing to do with her family.
All right.
So now you can put the kid giving all the instruction in the middle, where the parents just get to listen.
Okay.
So it's interesting.
I'm
how
not
mu-
sure if she's going to
I'm just saying
bring
it's
her
really
kids.
interesting how much parents think that they're listening to their children and they're just not.
That's very interesting. Maybe we could do, well, let's, what? I love that option. Maybe we could do a part, maybe she could bring her kids, and we could do a part where it's just her and a part with her and her kids. Would that be possible?
Yeah.
Would that work? Would it be possible, these are just ideas, for you and Carrie to go on a walk on the horses and talk? And I guess what we would need to do is have a cameraman on a horse
Well,
ahead of you.
they could walk. They don't have to be on a horse. The cameraman could just be walking.
Well, we need to. I think what we need though is we need the shot. Okay, you're right. The cameraman. You know what?
Walking behind.
That's true. And then we could just have somebody guiding him. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Could we do that?
We could do that.
Okay, great. These are just great to know as options because this is all fantastic. Thank you.
You're welcome. So back to the haltering piece, though.
Yes.
Remember, it's not about putting on a halter.
Okay.
It's about what the halter represents.
Okay.
So once you've actually, we do something called red light, green light, where actually, you're going to stop and go and stop and go.
Yes.
And that's regulating yourself. If you believe you can control a 1,000-pound animal, which you can, because in only moments, this horse is stopping and going on a dime, turning right and left on a dime. You now believe you have a lot more control over your own life. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, that makes so much sense.
You believe that.
Hi, how are you?
So when you believe that in your somatic self, you're gonna approach life in a completely different capacity because you're believing it from your core that you actually have control. So what would that be like? And what kind of tools do you need? See, the halter, you can't really control a horse with a halter. The horse weighs 1,000 pounds.
Right.
If that horse did not want to come with you, we should be videotaping this piece.
Did you just lick my head? I think you just licked the top of my head. Thank you very much.
So back to the, what else would you like to have more control over in your life?
I love that.
And what would that look like?
Yes. Are you asking me that?
I'm just saying hypothetically, that's something that we would potentially ask.
That's like everything. So that's everything. That's amazing. That's a great question. And just to try to hone in on one or two things, I think would be, it's hard for me. I think it would be hard for most people, but I think it's also fear of revealing that also. For me, it would be...
Well, see, that's why, it's really hard to set this up even in one session, because there's a whole trust issue that happens within the series of sessions. So in the beginning, it's all like, oh, we're going to go pet the horses, and then the second session's kind of like that, and then by the third session, we're starting to get into some tough stuff.
But I tell you,
it's going to start getting harder.
Carrie is she's very open, and she wants to go on the journey. So, and she wants to reveal, and that's the point of the show. So I don't think I don't think she's gonna be apprehensive about that. I mean, she might be momentarily, but she wants to have an experience.
She wants to have an aha moment. What I'm saying is, sometimes you can't make that happen within one session.
You can't make it happen, but and there's no guarantees. But we'll see what happens, and I think she's going to have.
Well, you have a lot to think about and how you want to structure it.
Thank
what
you.
You want to do.
How would you, just from what you saw, the little bit with me and the horses, how would you evaluate me?
I think you have a lot more horse experience than you let on.
I have zero.
I'm surprised.
I just love animals.
Well, there's a lot intuitively, and I think from another life then.
Oh my God, you just gave me chills. I know nothing about horses.
Well, you were a horse person in another life. No doubt.
Really? Did I say things that were true?
You said you knew a bunch of horse language, the way that you were comfortable. You were very comfortable around these horses, by the way.
Well,
and and the horse that came to you first, she gave you permission to be here. This is her barn. She's the alpha mare. So she told everyone else that you were all right. She decided that.
Are you just saying
I am
this?
not kidding
Are you making this up?
I'm not kidding you. Because if she told those other horses otherwise, you couldn't have touched any of them. She made the decision.
She, to me, seemed to be the most laid-back one. I mean, isn't she?
Not really. This is her barn. She runs the show. She's the alpha mare.
And I said things that were accurate about horses?
Actually, you were way off about some of them. But
what was I way off about?
What was interesting?
Because I don't know anything about horses.
Well, the noises that you made, the clicking noises, that's very much a horse. That's what only horse people know that.
Oh, yeah, but I've seen that on TV. People call horses like that, and you see that in every movie with horses. They go, giddy up. I mean, that's pretty cliche, isn't it? So I'm trying not to give myself too much credit.
I can tell you that your body language seemed to me that you knew about horses.
Wow. I am so flattered because now.
Well, you're a good actress then.
Well, thank you. Well,
They bought it.
Well, that's that.
They
I've
bought
had an
it.
amazing career.
Okay, so I can tell you. Let me
No,
tell
but
you.
I feel comfortable with them because I like I'm
Do you
an
want to
animal
hear a
lover.
history? You should actually come up with some names, but I'll tell you a little history about these horses if you want to hear it.
I do.
All right. So if you could name these horses, what would you name them before I tell you their name? What about this one?
This guy,
Yeah.
I would name him Wilma. I don't know why.
Him Wilma.
Yeah.
Him Wilma.
But I don't know if he's a boy or a girl.
Okay.
But he looks like a Wilma.
All right. Well, her name is Taffy.
Oh, you told me that her name is
Okay.
Taffy.
She's a halflinger. She's from the Austrian Alps. She's a purebred halflinger.
She's beautiful.
And she is a core member of the therapy team. She is a draft pony, meaning like a Clydesdale is a draft.
Oh,
right?
yes.
Budweiser Clydesdale.
Oh, sure.
So a lot of these have a lot of feathers, but she doesn't on her legs, meaning fluffy hair.
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean.
But she's really, really strong, so she could carry a kid or an adult. She is the safest, calmest. This is definitely somebody that probably she would ride. Being that she has no riding experience, I have 100%.
I know she's ridden horses.
I have
but
100% faith that she's not going to buck her off or take off, or no one would get hurt on her. She
Carrie's also a risk taker, so she wouldn't be like she'd go right it. She goes for it, so you wouldn't have to worry about that. And you know what? If the horse bucked her off, it'd be funny and interesting. I wouldn't worry about that, and I don't think she would either. But whatever you think is best. But would you want her to pick her horse as well?
Not if she's going to be riding. If she's riding, I'm picking.
Okay, perfect.
So also
okay.
she is donated to me. I get to use her. She does not belong to me. But the people that own her had a very horrible, tragic thing happen in their life, and that's why they support what I do. Their daughter at 14 killed herself.
Oh my
committed
God.
suicide in their house.
Oh, good
and
Lord.
And most of the kids at my one residential facility, that's how they get there. They have not succeeded. They've got there through the hospital. So they come there attempting to commit suicide and have not successfully. So they're there for a minimum of 9 months.
Mm-hmm.
So she is a part of that team. And they believe in the work because they had it happen directly to them. And that child was being bullied in school.
Oh, that's so common.
Yeah. So over here, what would you name these horses?
Well, I would name them Jenny and George.
Okay. Why is that?
It was my parents' names.
Okay.
And one is friendly. One is not as friendly. George is friendlier. Jenny puts up with you.
Uh-huh.
So that's how I came up with that. But I don't know if they're male or female. But
okay, so they're both males.
Okay.
And they are Andalusians, and they were shipped over here from Spain. They were part of a four-in-hand team. The one on the right I call Faith, and the one on the left I call Hope, because we all need to take a little walk with some hope and faith once in a while.
I love that.
They were in serious accident where horses and humans died.
Oh.
The one horse on the right suffers from severe PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. The fact that he actually let you approach him, he did not run away, is pretty interesting because he doesn't really, that takes a while to get close to him.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm very
and the one on the left
grateful.
is usually very, very approachable. He has melanomas, he has cancer and arthritis in his knees and hocks. He will lay down in the middle of a session. Kids can lay on top of him. He is probably the most approachable horse here.
And he's the one that...
And you thought he was the most difficult.
Well, he didn't like me at all.
Yeah, but that's why I thought for sure. What told you he didn't like you? What was he? What do you mean he didn't like you?
He's not interested. He didn't want to come over to me.
So that means he doesn't like you?
Yes.
Why does that mean that?
Well, he doesn't like my vibe.
What tells you that?
Because he is ignoring me. He's ignoring me. That's what it is.
Okay,
I'm being
how
ignored.
is that possible when he's actually got his eyes on you the whole entire time?
But he's not though. He's just eating or looking away, and then he went.
Okay, so what does that have to do with you? Maybe he's just clearing his nose.
Is that what that means?
Yeah.
It's not an aggressive thing?
No.
Oh, see, it isn't.
So where else in your life are you misreading?
Well, I do. You know what? That just tells me about what I think about people. You
think people are ignoring you when maybe they're really not.
Maybe they're really not. Maybe.
And everybody has different energy fields. He could leave at any time. He could go walk down, and usually he hangs out way down there. The fact that he's even here this close to you means that maybe he does like you. So it's interesting what your perception is and your sense of space.
Yeah.
You know, what is in the relationship? Where is the relationship? And where do we have to stand that you and I are actually in a relationship? Can you be in a relationship with somebody who's not in the room with you? Of course you can. You could be in a relationship with somebody that's living in California or in Singapore, right? So where is that space? Where is that safe place? Where is that place that you're in the relationship, you're in the conversation?
Yeah.
We're having a conversation with him. Maybe this place right here is fine with him. That doesn't mean that he's blowing you off and he doesn't like you, right?
Well,
So
yeah.
where else are you assuming that?
Everywhere I get, everywhere. And look at Buddha. Buddha is taking it all in. Buddha is observing and taking it all in. Aren't you,
So
Buddha?
what about these horses over here?
Well, these are
You already know about the one with
Yes.
the tail tied up. She was the first one to approach you. Her name is Grace.
that's Grace. That's a good name for her. And I would name her Eleanor, because she was my best friend and she died. So I would name her Eleanor because I loved her.
Okay, and what about the other one?
I
What do you
would.
think about him?
I was going to name him Nani because
Okay.
that's my grandmother and I loved him.
Okay, so why
her.
would you name him that?
Because I like Nani, and
And what do you like about this horse that you would name him your grandfather's name?
he's very sweet.
Why? Why is he sweet and this one wasn't? What's sweet about this one?
You know what? I think he hurt his leg.
You talk about Grace?
Wait. Which
Grace is the one that has the injured leg.
Grace hurt her. Okay. So Grace is Eleanor, and the one in the green one is Nani.
Right. So tell me about Nani. What makes him sweet, this horse?
He just seems like I think he liked me, but
Why?
he's not crazy about me either. Nani liked me, but Nani had a lot on her mind and liked a lot. She had 1 million grandchildren, but when you were with her, she was happy you were with her.
Okay, so did you spend any time with this horse?
No,
So what makes you think he likes you? And the other horse didn't.
I guess I just like his eye makeup.
Ah. So
Hi,
you
Na.
like him. It's not necessarily that he likes you.
Yeah, I like him. You know what? There's no indication whatsoever that he likes me.
Okay.
I'm going to go with he doesn't. You think you're better than me, don't you?
And isn't it interesting how we perceive?
Yeah. Hi. What do you say? Will you come over and say hi to me? No. See, I'm not even. No.
This is actually, just so you know,
Yeah.
he's the male of her. I mean, he's the husband. This is his barn.
Oh, so he's the protector.
This is the alphas. These are the two alphas. He's looking off in the distance. He wants to make sure there's nothing to be worried about.
Okay, so he wants to make sure I'm all right. I'm okay.
No, not you are all right.
Oh, but he's
Everyone is all right.
He's
Everyone.
he's on the
Because
job.
He's the one that's going to signal. He's the sentinel.
I get it.
He's
Yes.
going to tell her, get out of here and get everybody. They will all listen to her. They're waiting for the clue from her. But he's going to report to her.
He always has to be on duty. Is that right?
He's on duty.
And he is literally on duty. And so am I.
You want to see the bomb shelter now?
Sure.
We good?
Yes, we are good. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. It was very nice to meet everybody. And look at Buddha. Buddha is the wise one, watching all. Not passing judgment. Hi.